proceedings, I would like to invite Rishi Dilip Kurian, Assistant Professor, SP College, for the welcome address.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Honorable Resource Person, Sri Suryakant Sharma, respected Head of the Department, Johnson K. Joyce, Dr. Sanjay Kumar Agarwal, Webinar Advisor, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you. Of Economics, St. Berchmans College, it gives me immense pleasure in welcoming all of you to the webinar on Wealth Creation Through Personal Financial Management, organized by Department of Economics, St. Berchmans College, in collaboration with Association of Mutual Fund of India. Personal financial management is a very relevant topic as it is crucial in our everyday life. Having adequate personal financial management skills can help us manage our money well and have a bright financial future. We are blessed to have with us an eminent personality and a field expert as our resource person to enlighten us on personal financial management. Sri Suryakant Sharma is a commerce graduate and master in law and have over 35 years of experience in banking, finance, and securities market. He has served in several leading financial institutions, Department of Financial Services, Ministry and Government of India, and SEBI. He has over 15 years of experience in SEBI before retiring as Deputy General Manager. He is currently a senior consultant to AMFI. It is my great honor to welcome you to the program. Welcome, sir. I'm happy to welcome our beloved Johnson K. Joyce, sir, Head of the Department, Economics, St. Berchmans College, to the program. We also have with us Dr. Sanjay Kumar Agarwal, the webinar advisor who made this happen. I welcome you, sir, to this program. I extend my warm welcome to my dear colleagues who have been vital in organizing this program. Last but not least, I dearly welcome all my students and other participants to the webinar on personal financial management. Wishing you all to have a wonderful and a very fruitful session. Thank you.
Thank you, Rishi, sir, for those kind words. Now, to begin the session, I would like to invite Sri Suryakant Sharma to deliver the webinar.
Thank you, Mr. Sabu. Thank you, Mr. Richi, and all faculty members and staff members, HOD, principal of the college, management committee of the college, participants, and dear students. I am thankful to the college authorities for giving us opportunity to interact with all of you. Mr. Richi and Mr. Sabu, I will be grateful if at least 4 or 5 videos are on during my session. Because if all videos are off, you will appreciate that sometime a feeling creeps into whom we are talking to. So please, at least 4 or 5 core team members can put their videos on. Rest can of course put it off, no problem. But if the 4 or 5 videos are on, I can make out that I am talking to somebody. Thank you, Mr. Richi. This program, I just 2 or 3 things I wish to make it clear before I start my session. This program is from Association of Mutual Fund in India, AMFI. And with Dr. Richi, kindly permit me to take your name during my session, because through you, I want to connect with all the participants. And through you and Mr. J. Sabu. So, thank you, Mr. Sabu. So, this program is from Association of Mutual Fund in India. But my dear participant, this is not a marketing event or a promotional event of mutual funds. I want to make it very clear right from in the beginning. This is purely an investor awareness program. And Dr. Richi, you will agree with me that there are two categories of investors. One category of investors, those who are already earning like you. Those who are already maybe in profession, maybe in service, maybe in some job or some business. But there is also other category of investors. They are not investor per se presently, like Mr. Sabu. And I appreciate Sabu. Are you a student or a faculty member?
Sir, I'm a MA student, sir.
Great, great. So like Mr. Sabu, this category is not earning today, but they are going to earn very soon. So I will also focus my session on the second category of investors as well. And I call Mr. Sabu, you and all the students as investors. Of course, you are potential investors, but I will term it you as an investors. And secondly, as this program is for all of you, I will request at least 2 students, please have a notebook and one pen with them, so that if they found any new idea or a new information in my session, they can note it down and explore those ideas or information deeper through Google and websites, because I wouldn't be having time to deal with each and every subject in detail. But Mr. Richi, you will agree with me that now we have Google and websites, every information, rather we are flooded with the information. Everywhere this is an ocean of information nowadays. So the students can explore those information. So these programs are basically sensitizing programs, just to sensitize them, just to encourage them to go deeper into the subject. And lastly, Mr. Sabu, I will be very happy if more and more questions come from the participants, because that will be a reflection that the participants have not only physically present here, but they have also taken interest into the subject and also have been with me during my session. So please feel free to ask the questions. You can put your question in the chat box. Mr. Sabu will take care of those questions which come in the chat box. And once my session is over, we will make the town hall open. Anybody can just raise their hand and ask the question directly as well. And I will try to make this session as simple as I can, Mr. Sabu. I will not use financial jargons, lot of formulas, typical research thing. I will make it as simple as we are sitting in our drawing room talking informally on the subject. And I will solicit all your interest. So if my session is able to sensitize you, that will be my success, and that will be the success of the program. And I will also try to make it interactive. That's why during my session, Mr. Richi and Mr. Sabu, I will keep taking your names again and again. The purpose is very simple, just to connect through you with all the participants. Don't take it otherwise. This is the only purpose, that through you I am connecting to, not to you only, but to all the participants. So first thing I want to ask a very simple question to Dr. Richi. Dr. Richi, can you tell me what money gives us? Why we are so passionate about the money? Why you are discussing personal finance? What is the importance of personal finance, or what is the importance of money, or rather what money gives us? What are your thoughts on it?
Sir, we require money for each and every purpose in our life. It is something which it is people, all the people in the world are actually in search of earning more money, because that is vital for their own survival. So all people look for different venues or opportunities to earn more money, and in a way so that they can have a better standard of living. So, and in one way, if we ask who is a successful person, then we can always say a person who could earn money, and plus he could manage their money well. So in that respect, money is quite important.
Thank you. I got the answer. At least participants must also got the answer. Dr. Richie, you will appreciate that money gives us two basic things in our life. Firstly, money gives us prosperity. Prosperity includes three things. Firstly, money take care of our basic needs. Roti, kapda, makan, shelter, housing, and this is the basic need of every individual, every human being. So money takes care of our basic needs at the first stage. But Mr. Sabu, you are a student now, but you will appreciate that we don't step at when my basic needs are met. No, I will not stop there. Then I will think of some comfort. I should have a decent house. I should have a decent car. I should have reasonable appliances at home. So then I will go for the basic comfort in my life. This is the second stage. Of course, the first step is taking care of basic needs. Second is taking of making me available or my family basic comfort. But Mr. Richie, we will not stop even there. Once my comfort needs are met, then my mind will go far away. Then my mind will think about luxuries, palatial house, a fancy car, one helicopter along with my house. All these things, I should have a helipad. And definitely the human need. It is basically culmination of thoughts, rather you can say. So we don't stop there. So then we think of luxuries. So money gives us prosperity, and prosperity includes these three things: basic needs, comfort, and luxuries. But Mr. Richie, money also gives us one very important thing in our life, which you might have forgotten to mention. Money gives us security. When I have plenty of money, I feel secure. No, Baba, no problem at all. And one day, of course, Dr. Richie will have 100 crore in his bank account. And 100 crore is there in his bank account. He will, no, Baba, no problem at all. Now I have got plenty of money. I can secure myself. If anything happens to me or to my family, I will take care with that of money. So money gives us security also, Mr. Sabu. But unfortunately, security money gives only when we have plenty of money. But Dr. Richie, you were smiling when I mentioned that you will have 100 crore in your bank account, because we all know that at least through service and job, we will not be having that much of account in our life, that much of amount in our life. That is a fact of our life. But security is equally important, very important. Rather, I and Dr. Richie might agree with me that a human being first think about the security, then he goes for the prosperity. So I not only security of myself, but my family as well. That is why I feel that we should first talk about the security aspect of the money first, then we will take up the prosperity aspect. And of course, we will not be having that much of money. So how we can develop security, Dr. Richie? Just like a middle class person like you and me, those who are earning and enjoying our life, how we can develop security? Yes, my Dr. Richie, you can have security in your life provided you do these three things in your life as early as you can when you start earning. And Mr. Sabu, you should also note it down, because these three things directly relate to your security. It is not connected with your prosperity, mind it. But Dr. Richie, I have taken up first security aspect. Why? Because I feel security is more important than prosperity. Of course, prosperity is equally important. But first, we should think of developing security in our life. The first and three things we should do in our life. And Mr. Sabu, you should also note it down, because down the line, you are going to earn very soon. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you are going to earn. So when you start earning, you should do these three things at least in first year or maximum in second year. These three things should be placed in your life. The first and foremost thing is, every earner must have adequate life insurance cover. Every earner must have adequate life insurance cover. And Dr. Richie, you will agree with me that life insurance cover is much more important in your life. So naturally, Sabu will ask, of course, you are aware about the life insurance cover important, but Mr. Sabu will naturally, sir, why I should take life insurance cover when I started earning? Mr. Sabu, you will agree with me that life is pretty uncertain. Today we are okay, we are enjoying our life, and more so when I am earning, my family is enjoying on my earning. And it is more relevant, Dr. Ritchie, when I am the sole earner in the family. When I am the sole earner in the family, whole my family is dependent upon me as far as their well-being is concerned, as far as their education is concerned, as far as their other needs are concerned. So suppose tomorrow something happens to me and I am not available to them because of that. I'm not scaring anybody, but it can happen to anybody because life is pretty uncertain, Mr. Sabu, you will agree with me. So if anything happens to me and I am the sole earner in the family, what will happen to my family? How they will survive? How they will survive? How will they have their monthly expense, money for monthly expenses? How they will have money for the education of the children, which is going on? How they have money for fulfilling their dreams, which every family has? That is a very big question comes before all of us. That is why to overcome this fear that if I am not available to family, at least my family should get a good amount on which they can survive. They will definitely, Mr. Ritchie, they will have definitely emotional problem. They will definitely have social problem. But economic problem, financial problem come first. From where the grocery for the next month will come if I am not there, because everything is dependent on me or my salary. That is why every earner must take adequate life insurance cover. And Mr. Ritchie, mostly people do take life insurance cover. You might have taken life insurance cover. I don't know whether you have taken or not, but you might have taken it. But most of the people still take an inadequate life insurance cover, token life insurance cover, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. It is not going to serve the purpose for which we take life insurance. Please mind it. Mr. Sabu, life insurance cover has to be adequate. And what is the definition? What is the formula of adequacy? I simply given a broad idea of the adequacy. An earner must have life insurance cover of minimum 10 times of his or her annual income. Suppose Mr. Ritchie has got an annual package of 20 lakhs. Then ideally speaking, Mr. Ritchie, you must have life insurance cover not less than 2 crore rupees. Have you taken it? From your face, I can make out you have not taken it. I know you have not taken it. Most of us have not taken it. But the purpose of the life insurance cover will be served only, my dear participants, when we take adequate life insurance cover. Because suppose we take 30 lakh, 20 lakh life insurance cover and something happens to me, what meaning it will have? Nothing. 20 lakhs will be wiped out in 1 or 2 years. What will happen to my family for their education of children and all the other things? That is why it has to be adequate. And nowadays, Mr. Sabu, you are very lucky. Even Mr. Ritchie is very lucky because he is very young. Nowadays, a pure insurance product is available in the market, which is called term insurance, TERM, term insurance. It is a pure insurance product. Because earlier, Mr. Ritchie, we do have a life insurance product, but that was money back and endowment. Agent will come to you, give you very rosy picture. Sir, you take this life insurance cover. If you survive, you will get this much of amount. And if you don't survive, your family will get this much amount. That is not a right statement, very honestly speaking. That is not a right statement. Because in money back and endowment, Mr. Ritchie, most of the salary class people wouldn't have capacity to take adequate life insurance cover because the premium will be much higher. But in term insurance, which is a pure insurance product, you can have a life insurance cover adequately by paying a very small amount. Mr. Ritchie, if you are in the age bracket of 25 to 30 years, you can take a life insurance cover of 1 crore rupees by paying a monthly premium of hardly 500 or 600 rupees, which you can afford. But if you go for the money back and endowment for 1 crore premium, for 1 crore life insurance cover, your premium will be not less than 40,000-50,000 a month, which nobody can afford. Like you and me, we don't afford. That is why I keep telling in my session, please do consider taking adequate life insurance cover through term insurance. And here again, Mr. Ritchie, early you take, lesser will be the premium. Because the life insurance cover premium is related to your age. Early you take, lesser will be the premium. So please don't Keep it deferring. We will take it afterwards. I am very young. What is going to happen with me? Normally, we think on these terms only. But my dear participants, anything can happen to anybody at any time. That is why Mr. Sabu, even you, when you start earning, don't keep deferring the taking of decision of taking life insurance cover. Early you take, lesser will be the premium. And nowadays, one more facility is available, Mr. Richie. That is top up of life insurance cover. Suppose now you take life insurance cover of 1 crore rupees. Down the line, after 5 years, Mr. Sabu feels that no, it has become inadequate now. My liabilities have increased. My family has grown. All these things. So you can top it up from 1 crore to 2 crore to 3 crore to 5 crore. That facility is now also available. So please take adequate life insurance cover as early as you can. This is the first request I want to make all the participants. Even the student, they should understand the importance of taking life insurance cover. Second thing is, every family must have adequate health insurance cover. And normally, Dr. Richie, people get confused. I have taken life insurance cover. Why I should take health insurance cover? This is a normal question comes before me when I start talking about the health insurance cover. My dear participants, life insurance cover is a different product being taken for the different purpose. And health insurance cover is a different product being taken for the different purpose. Life insurance cover, Mr. Sabu, we take that in case of my death, my family will get a good amount on which they can survive. Health insurance cover, we take with Dr. Richie, that in case some medical emergency happens with me, or I met with an accident, or a serious disease discovered in my body all of a sudden, where I will go, Dr. Richie? I will be forced to go to the private hospital. But because unfortunately, of course, it is a pathetic state of affair of our country that even after 70 years, our governmental health system is not up to mark. You will appreciate. That is why we will be forced to go to the private hospital. But there the problem is different. Mr. Rastogi, the problem is different there. If we go to the private hospital, their charges are exorbitant. Mr. Richie, you will appreciate. If a person remains there in the private hospital for 10, 12, 15 days, he or she will have to pay not less than 10, 12 lakhs to the hospital, from where that money will come. That is why if we have taken life insurance cover, Dr. Richie, all my medical bill and all my hospital expenses will be directly paid by the insurance company to the hospital. I will not be required to pay a single penny. I will go to the best hospital, get the best treatment, come home recovered without paying anything. That is the purpose and benefit of having health insurance cover. And nowadays, a very unique product is available in the market, Dr. Richie. You please note it down, and Mr. Sabu, you shall also note it down, and all participants. The product name is Floater Health Insurance Cover. FLOATER, Floater Health Insurance Cover. It is also called Umbrella Health Insurance Cover. The uniqueness of this health insurance product is, Dr. Richie, that when you take this product, you have got liberty to include your wife's name, your kid's name, and even your parents' name in the same health insurance cover. So if any member of the family has got any medical problem or medical emergency, or might have met some accident, they can go to the best hospital, get the best treatment, come home recovered without paying anything. That is the purpose of having floater health insurance cover, in which all members of the family is covered in singular health insurance cover. And here again, Dr. Richie, early you take, lesser will be the premium. So please don't keep that deferring the decision of taking adequate. And what is the adequacy here? If you are in metro, Dr. Richie, you should take a life insurance of the health insurance, floater health insurance cover of the family of not less than 25 lakhs per year. But if you are in 2-tier or 3-tier cities, then you can take a health insurance cover of around 10 to 15, minimum 10 or 15 lakhs. That will reasonably be okay if you are living in 2-tier or 3-tier cities. So the second thing is, please do take health insurance cover. And for the premium of both the insurance policy, Dr. Richie, life insurance and health insurance, Government allow you income tax rebate also. Of course, you should avail income tax rebate, but please don't take life insurance cover and health insurance cover for the purpose of availing income tax exemption. That is incidental benefit, because the purpose of taking life insurance cover and health insurance cover, Dr. Richi, is much bigger than availing income tax exemption, which you must avail. Nobody is stopping you from availing, but please do understand that it has got bigger purposes in your life. So second thing is, you and your family should have adequate health insurance cover. Now, third and last thing about security is, every family must have an emergency fund of around 5 lakhs with them. Why we should have it? Dr. Richi will definitely ask me why we should have an emergency fund. Dr. Richi, you have been very lucky. During pandemic, your job continued. You continue to get salary from your college. But at the same time, you are aware that lakhs of people had lost their job during pandemic. Lakhs of people have got substantial reduction in their income. Businesses were closed, professions were closed. So people were confined in their home for months together. And this happened all of a sudden. Dr. Richi, had you ever imagined that pandemic will come in this way? No, we had not imagined that. But it came, and it affected us immensely. And lakhs of people were affected by this. And lakhs of people, Dr. Richi, have passed through a very tough time during this pandemic as far as financial problems are concerned. Because they didn't have money. They had never thought of it that such a situation will come. But now this pandemic has taught us very clearly that every family must have an emergency fund of around 5 lakhs with them all the time. So in case something happens like this in future as well, I lose my job temporarily, or I have got reduction in my salary, at least I am able to manage my family affairs for 1 year comfortably. That is the purpose of developing an emergency fund for the family. And Dr. Richi, 5 lakh is not a small amount for all of us. I do appreciate. But we can develop it over a period of time, maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years. But once this emergency fund in place, we have to make a promise with ourselves, taking our family into confidence, that we will never use this emergency fund for any other purpose except emergencies in our family. Otherwise, what will typically happen when Dr. Richi will have 5 lakh in an emergency fund? His family will keep pressurizing him, go for the vacation, have some celebration. Naturally, that is very natural. But no, we have to be very disciplined, and we have to commitment ourselves that we will never use this emergency fund for any other purpose except emergency in our life. The third thing is, please develop an emergency fund of 5 lakhs for the family. And Dr. Richi, these 3 things, again I repeat, adequate life insurance cover, adequate health insurance cover, and an emergency fund of around 5 lakhs will give you comfort of security, not only to you, but to your family as well. It is not related to your prosperity, again I repeat. So please do develop these 3 things in your life before we think, or before we embark upon the journey of developing prosperity in our life. Now, definitely I am coming to the second aspect of the money, which we have just discussed, that is prosperity. And to begin with, I asked one very simple question from Dr. Richi. Dr. Richi, can you tell me what are the 2 main sources of money for all of us? 2 main sources of money. Can you tell me?
Income, of course, and then the wealth.
Income, then
Wealth.
What is the second one? No, there is no second one.
Wealth.
Very right. You put it in a different way. The basic source of money for all of us, particularly salary class people, Dr. Richi, you will agree with me, is your monthly salary, which we get from our employer. This is the first and basic source of our money. But Dr. Richi, there is also second source of money, which we normally don't talk about much, particularly service class people. No, we don't talk about it. When we talk about the sources of money, we first and final thing is money I earn from salary by employer or from a business or from a profession. But my dear participants, of course, money or the income from business or profession is the first and prime source of your income, of your money. But Dr. Richie, there is other source. What is that source? My money should also earn money for me. My money should also earn money for me. That is equally important. Normally, we don't talk about it. Because, my dear participant, you should understand that your prosperity will come not only from savings or from the money which you will earn. Of course, again I repeat, this is the prime source, this is the basic source. But Mr. Sabu, your prosperity will come only when your money will start money for you. So please give due importance to this aspect of money also. And my session will more focus on the second aspect. How my money can earn money for me. And legally, of course. I'm not talking about any illegality. I'm talking about the legality only. So can you just tell me, Dr. Richie, salary is your main source of money. You will agree with me. Then Mr. Saurabh has mentioned asset. Of course, we will discuss afterwards. When I earn money, what I do with the money? When I earn salary or money income from business or profession, Dr. Richie, what I do with the money? Majority of my salary or income goes into taking care of all my monthly and regular expenses. Am I right, sir? Majority of it. Majority. But we Indians have a typical DNA, Dr. Richie, you might agree with me. Meenakshi Vora ma'am has also joined. So you will agree with me that we Indians have a typical DNA, and that is a uniqueness. That is a great thing. Now it has been proved. What is that DNA, Mr. Richie? That every Indian, may he or she be earning 10,000 or he or she be earning 10 lakhs. Every Indian do it. Mind it. Every Indian sincerely try to take away some money out of their income which they don't spend. We sincerely try. Even a person who is earning 10,000 rupees, it is very difficult to take away even 500 rupees. But he or she will sincerely try. So the money which we don't spend out of our regular income, what we call it, Dr. Richie, it is called savings. It is called savings. And we all do save. We Indians have a typical, we are still one of the best savers in the world. Indians as a community is still one of the best savers in the world. So we are savers. But here a catch is there, Dr. Richie. I don't know whether you fall in that category or not, but most of us do save, but we are casual about saving. Casual simply means that this year, this month, Dr. Richie has saved 10,000. Next month, it might be 12,000. Third year, it might be 5,000. Fourth year, it might be even 15,000. So he's casual about saving. Dr. Sanjay, please mute all the participants except Dr. Rishi and Sabu. So we are casual about saving, Dr. Rishi, you will agree with me. But my request to all young participants like you and Mr. Sabu and all other participants, please identify an amount of saving which you can comfortably do out of your regular income. And that Dr. Richie, normally people do prescribe, you save 20%, you save 30%, you save. I am not prescribing anything. What I am saving is, you please identify. Suppose, Dr. Richie, you say that your monthly salary is 50,000 a month and your monthly expenses are around 40,000. So what you indirectly is saying is that you can save 10,000 a month. Am I right, sir? Then my request is very simple but emphatic. Please do save this 10,000 upfront. The moment you get salary, take it away as if you have not got it. That discipline has to be developed. And I know, Dr. Richie, it is not easy, but it is not impossible. I know it is not easy, but at the same time, it is not impossible. We can do it. The only commitment we require is that come what may, we will save this amount every month religiously, not less than that. More we can save. That is a different story. You can save more than 10,000, but not less than 10,000. This commitment you have to develop with yourself, taking your family into confidence. And Dr. Richie, I know it, again, I just mentioned it is not easy, but at the same time, it is not impossible. Please do it. Don't be casual about saving. Start saving regularly, religiously, every month, whatever you have decided. Because this is the first step of your prosperity, Mr. Sabu. This is the first but very, very important step in your life. So please identify an amount of saving. And then second request about saving, Dr. Richie, I want to make. Please do keep increasing your saving every year minimum by 10%. Suppose this year, Dr. Richie, you are saving 10,000 a month. Ideally, next year it should be 11,000 a month. Definitely, you will ask me how it is possible, but you have the answer. It is possible, sir. You get increment, you get DNS allowance, you get increase in your salary. Naturally, yeah? Everybody gets increase, maybe in business or maybe in profession. So with the increase of our income, we should increase our saving as well. And it should be minimum 10%. Suppose this year you are saving 10,000. Next year, second year, it should be 11,000 a month. And Dr. Richie, third year, it should be 12,100. Cumulative increase of 10% every year. And it is possible, again, I say you, Dr. Richie, possible. And we have to do it because these are the pillars of your prosperity. This is the first step you can take towards your prosperity. So please do save an amount and keep increasing your saving every year by 10%. Now the next question, when very valid question come in our mind is, what to do with the savings? Of course, I'm saving, and Dr. Richie has now promised me that he will save regularly. He will keep increasing saving every month. Now next question arises in our mind that is very natural, Dr. Richie. What to do with the savings which we do every month? Yes, there are two options available with all of us, Dr. Richie. The first option, which a foolish person like me can only do. What is that? I am saving religiously every month. But what nonsensely I am doing? I am taking away that money from my bank account where I am getting salary, counting that money in currency, putting at home in a box, and I'm happy. I am saving. Or just leaving that amount in my bank account. My dear participants, never do this. Mr. Sabu, you should also understand. You will never do this in your life when you start earning. Why? Because, why Dr. Richie? Because it is a gross injustice to myself, to my family, and to our country as a whole. Saving an amount and putting that saving into at home in currency or living in SB account is a gross injustice. Never do this. And if any of the participant is doing it, stop it at once. Dr. Richie, I am emphatically request to all of you, stop it at once. Never do in your life. Naturally, then Dr. Richie will ask, then what to do? You have said not to do, then what to do? You should tell us what to do. Yes, there is other option, Mr. Sabu, which we can do with regard to saving is, we can put our savings. Dr. Sabu, please understand very carefully. We can put our savings, number one, into purchase or acquisition of some assets, value of which will increase in future, as Mr. Saurabh has just mentioned through in chat box. We can put our savings into acquisition of some assets, value of which will increase in future, and we can put our savings into some financial instrument, Dr. Richie, which will give us periodical and regular return in future. So the process of putting our savings into asset or some financial instrument, what we call it, Dr. Richie? It is called investment. It is called investment. So, Mr. Sabu, saving is the first step, investment is the second step. And my dear participant, you should understand that saving is a must. But if you save and don't invest, then better not to save, enjoy with your money. Mr. Sabu, have you understood it? Saving is the first step and investment is the second step for your prosperity. And my dear participants, your prosperity will come only and only through investment, not through saving, Mr. Sabu. Of course, saving is the prime force, that I am not denying it. But at the same time, you should not stop at saving. You must put your saving into investment. So saving is the first step, and investment is the second step. And mostly, Mr. Sabu, you will when you start earning, most of us also become investor after savers automatically, because we always put our money somewhere, one or other form we put our money. So we are all investors also. Those who are earning, and even students should understand that they are also going to be investors. Automatically it will happen because you will put your money somewhere. So we are all investors, but unfortunately, I don't know whether Dr. Richie has gone, Richie there or not. Unfortunately, Mr. Sabu, most of the middle class, salary class person, despite their best and sincere efforts in saving and investment, Mr. Sabu, they just remain money accumulators. They don't become wealth creators. Please understand what I'm saying now. Very important thing I'm sharing with all of you now. Most of the middle class, salary class person, despite their sincere efforts in saving and investment, they just remain money accumulators only. They don't become wealth creators. And Mr. Sabu and my dear participant, please do understand very clearly. Your prosperity will come only and only through wealth creation, not through money accumulation. Please mind it. It should be very clear to all of you. Your prosperity, Dr. Richie, will come only through wealth creation. It will never come through money accumulation. So first we should understand what is the difference between money accumulation and wealth creation, Mr. Sabu. And it is very important thing I am sharing all of you. And again, for that, since Mr. Richie, Dr. Richie is an earner, that is why again I take his name in this. I am just sharing one simple example to all of you. And Dr. Richie, I'm kindly permit me to take your name in this example again. Suppose Dr. Richie has got 1 lakh rupees with him. Of course, Dr. Richie has got more than 1 lakh rupees. But just for the example's sake, I am saying that Dr. Richie has got 1 lakh rupees with him. And Dr. Richie goes with the bank FD, bank fixed deposit. And why I have taken the example of bank FD, Dr. Richie? Because even students are aware about the bank FD. That is the only purpose that is why I have taken the example of bank FD. So suppose Dr. Richie has got 1 lakh rupees with him and he goes for a bank FD for 1 year with a good bank. And present rate of interest, Dr. Richie is around 6%, 5.75, 5.5, around 6, take it 6%. You go for a bank FD of 1 year at the rate of 6% bank interest. After 1 year, when I meet you and just ask you, Dr. Richie, what happened to your bank FD? Dr. Richie is very happy. He is smiling. He says that he has earned 6,000 rupees as bank interest. Am I right, sir? You will definitely say that I have earned 6,000 rupees as bank interest income. And you are happy. You are happy. When I again say, Dr. Richie, are you right? You might get annoyed because you say, I am absolutely right. You can see my passbook. I have got the entry of 6,000 credit as bank interest income, plus my money has been given back by the bank. And you are right. Dr. Richie, you are right, but you are not right. You are right because you got 6,000 as interest income. But my dear, please participant understand it very carefully. But Dr. Ritchie, you ignored two very important factors while analyzing return on your investment. And FD is also an investment. Dr. Ritchie, you will agree with me. FD is also an investment. So suppose what these two factors are which we normally ignore, most of us do ignore. And we are happy. What we earn as interest or income, we are always happy. The first and important factor, Dr. Ritchie, is inflation. We talk about the inflation day in, day out. Even today, when Dr. Ritchie started from home for college, he might have scolded their family member, try to squeeze the expenses. Prices are increasing like anything. Even in staff room now, the common discussion is inflation, increase in the prices of fuel, groceries, everything we discuss every day, day in, day out. But we don't take into account inflation when we analyze the return on our investment. So first we should understand what is inflation, Dr. Ritchie. Simply speaking, Mr. Sabu, inflation is nothing but increase in the prices of goods, item or services over a period of time. Am I right? Am I right? Simply speaking, inflation is nothing but increase in the prices of goods, item or services over a period of time. Last year when Dr. Ritchie was going for bank FD, he had got 1 lakh rupees. Instead of going for bank FD, suppose he could have purchased some items from 1 lakh rupees, some items, some goods, or might have availed some services. Dr. Ritchie, can you tell me, after 1 year, would you be able to get same items, same goods for same services at the same price at 1 lakh rupees? Will it be possible? It will not be possible. Because of inflation, the prices of those items have increased. Am I right, sir? Suppose the inflation rate is 5%. What does it mean? That last year, whatever he could have purchased for 1 lakh rupees, Dr. Ritchie, after 1 year, for the same items, same goods, some same services, you will need to pay not 1 lakh rupees, but 1,05,000 rupees. Am I right, sir? Because the inflation rate has been 5%. Now you see the proposition. You were very happy when you got 6,000. But Dr. Ritchie, out of 6,000, in reality, 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation. Got it or not, sir? In reality, out of 6,000, 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation. But still Dr. Ritchie is happy that, okay, let it be 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation, but still I have got 1,000 rupees with you. Yes, you have, Dr. Ritchie, but another factor is also there. Please do understand that factor equally. What is that? Most of the income and salary return, we have to pay income tax to the government of India. Dr. Ritchie, you must be aware. Most of the income and return, we have to pay income tax to the government of India. And whatever you have earned on bank FD interest, Dr. Ritchie, mind it, that will be treated as your income. And you will have to pay income tax as per your slab. If you are in 20%, 20% income tax you have to pay. If you are in 30%, 30% income tax to pay. Suppose you are in 20% bracket, then you will have to pay 20% income tax on 6,000 as well. And Dr. Ritchie, in my time, it was a luxury. Most people were not including such income. Arey Baba, who will come from income tax department to collect that income tax? But now, Dr. Ritchie, because of technology, everything has changed. All such information, including your bank FD, all such information is available with the income tax department automatically because of technology. So no, you can't avoid. You have to pay tax. Suppose you are in 20% brackets, you will need to pay 20% tax on 6,000. That is 1,200 you need to pay as income tax as well. Now you see the proposition. You are very happy, Dr. Ritchie, when you got 6,000. But in reality, out of 6,000, Mr. Sabu, out of 6,000, 5,000 had been eaten by the inflation, and 1200 Dr. Richie had paid as income tax, which he can't avoid now. So in reality, he got nothing. Notionally, he got 6,000, but in reality, he got nothing. Rather 200 rupees, 5,000 plus 1200. Rather 200 rupees has gone out of his pocket. And Dr. Richie is very happy still. He should not be. He should not be. Because in reality, you got nothing. And my dear participants, unless and until you get real return on your investment, you will not create wealth. Please mind it, you will not create wealth. So please note it down, a very important formula. That is, what is real return? Real return equal to notional return. Dr. Rameshwar, please put your hand down. Once my session is over, I will take your question. Once real return, Dr. Richie, formula is very simple. Real return equal to notional return, that is 6,000, minus inflation, minus tax liability. I extend this example. Suppose the interest rate is 8%. Suppose in that scenario, and taking inflation at 5% only, in that scenario, Dr. Richie, you will get 8,000 as interest income. Am I right, sir? Because the interest rate is 8%. And again, inflation rate is 5%. So out of 8,000, 5,000 will be eaten by the inflation. Again, 20% income tax you will have to pay on 8,000. That is 1,600. But even after that, there remain 1,400. 5,000, 8,000 minus 5,000 minus 1,600. There still remain 1,400. And Dr. Richie, that 1,400 is your real return. Please understand it very carefully. Because if you understand it, 80% of the investment metrics you have understood. So my dear participant, I have to emphasize here that always you have to earn some real return on your all investments. And if you are not earning any real return, Mr. Sabu, then the purpose of saving an investment itself is defeated. You are not going to create wealth only. You are simply accumulating money only. So please do understand, we have to earn real return on our investment. And I again repeat the formula: real return equal to notional return minus tax liability. Now minus inflation minus tax liability. Now the next question arises, why it is so, Dr. Richie, that most of the middle class, salary class person, despite their sincere efforts in saving and investment, they just remain money accumulators. They don't become wealth creators. Why? Why it is so? Have you ever analyzed, Dr. Richie? Yes, reason is there. Please do understand that reason as well. And that reason not outside somewhere, Dr. Richie, that reason lies in our mind. In the mind, we have in middle class people have got a typical mindset. We all included. And what is that mindset, Dr. Richie? Arey Baba, we don't want to take any risk. No, we don't want to take any risk. It is a normal notion with all of us. Normally, we are shy of taking any risk. That is why most of us are share money accumulators. Mind it, the connection is very clear. It is interconnected. So because we don't want to take any risk. But my dear participant, you must understand that in most of the investment, Dr. Richie, except some governmental small saving schemes, which we'll discuss afterwards, most of the investment have got risk. Please do understand. In investment, risk is there. We have to accept it. If you don't accept it, it is your problem. But the fact is that in most of the investment, risk is there. So please do understand that risk is there in most of the investment. And once you accept, then there is a way out. There might be a way out. When you think that how I can manage my risk. Because naturally everybody will like to manage their risk and minimize their risk. That is very nature. Definitely, definitely, it is very natural that every individual would like to manage their risk, to minimize their risk. And yes, I can say you, my dear participants, every individual can manage their risk, can minimize their risk. But Dr. Ritchie minded, risk can never be zero. It can never be zero. Some degree of risk will always be there in investment. And again, I'm not repeating again and again, except governmental schemes. So please do understand that risk is there in investment, but we can manage their risk. We can manage your risk. How we can manage? Mr. Sabu, please note it down, a very simple formula I am sharing with all of you. How we can manage your risk. Very simple formula. Only two-word formula. Dr. Ritchie, very simple. Dr. Ritchie will laugh at me. Arey sir, what nonsense you are talking, very simple things you are talking to us, all over. You are taking much of our time in this very simple. But my dear participants, I do appreciate, I personally feel that these are very, very important things we should understand about the investment. Only then we can be successful investors. So, how we can manage our risk? We can manage our risk by practicing a very simple two-word formula. And the formula is very simple. Please note it down, Mr. Sabu. Very simple two-word formula. Think, understand, and invest. First word I have used, think. Second word I have used it, understand. And third one is invest. The first word I have used, Mr. Sabu, is think. What we have to think? We have to think two things about ourselves. Two things we have to think about ourselves. The first thing is, what is my risk-taking capacity? What is my risk appetite? How much risk I can take? It is one and same thing. You must honestly first understand how much risk you can take. And Dr. Ritchie, every individual has got different risk appetite. Every individual. You have got different risk appetite. Your colleagues have got different. Why? Because your income is different, their income is different. Your family obligations are different, their family obligations are different. Your social obligations are different, their social obligations are different. So everything is different. So every individual has got different risk appetite, and we should honestly understand and appreciate my risk appetite, and my all investment decision has to be strictly as per my risk appetite. But one mistake, one blunder we all do, Dr. Ritchie. I know whether you have done it or not, I don't know, but most of us have done it. What is that mistake? Normally we follow others on investment decisions. Suppose your HOD is making some investment in some investment product, and you know your HOD is very smart. He's a good investor. So what will normally do? You will also follow him. Wherever he is investing, you will also invest. This is a blunder we all do. But my dear Mr. Sabu, at least you should understand that we should never follow others as far as our investment decisions are concerned. Why? Why, Mr. Ritchie? Because your risk appetite is different. Your HOD risk appetite is different. So why we should follow others? Never. We should take our investment decision strictly as per our risk appetite. Second thing is, we should take our investment decision about time horizon of investment. That is equally important. Please note it down, very important. Time horizon of investment. Because normally what happens, Mr. Sabu, when I get money, I invest it. Without thinking that I will need money not in one go in my life, Dr. Ritchie. You will need money in that different phases in your life. Is it so? Would you need the money in one go only in life? No, we will need money in our life at different times. And for just to make you understand this concept, I want just 1 hour of you, Dr. Ritchie. And not only you, all young participants who are already earning. And Mr. Sabu, you should understand what I am saying now. Dr. Ritchie, please give me 1 hour next Sunday. Would you give after 2 days? Next Sunday, I want 1 hour from yours. Tell me, would you give me? And I'm not saying to you,
Yes, sir.
those who are earners, already earning. And even your students should understand. Next Sunday, please give me 1 hour. And don't worry, I'm not coming to you. I'm not coming to your home. But I still want 1 hour of yours. Please request all your family members to be with you next Sunday. Sit in your room or drawing room, whatever you will sit. Request all your family members to be with you. Take one pen and one paper. And on the paper, Mr. Richie, make 3 columns. First column, second column, and third column. First column, second column, and 3 column. In the first column, Dr. Richie, you just note down what are the milestones in your life. What are the milestones in your life? And normally, what are the milestones in our life, Dr. Richie? Can I ask you, normally, the first milestone in our life, Mr. Sabu had yet to go that milestone. First milestone is marriage. Marriage is the first. Am I right, sir? Marriage is the first milestone in our life. Then after marriage, birth of the children, celebration, second milestone. Then after some time, when your children go a little bit grown up, definitely you will like to get them admitted in the good public school. Third milestone. Fourth milestone might be purchasing a house for the family. It is very natural. Every family would like to have their own house. Then next milestone might be purchasing a 4-wheeler if you have not done so far. Then one no. And nowadays, one more milestone is there, Mr. Richie, which was not in my time at least, but it is common in your times. What is that? Going on vacation. Your family will keep forcing you. Are Baba, all other families are going to other states, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Northeast. Why you are typically sitting at Kerala only? Go on vacation. And not only India, beyond India also, go to Switzerland, go to USA. That is very natural. So vacation has also become an important milestone nowadays. Then after some years, when your children are grown up, Dr. Richie, the next and very important milestone come in your life. What is that? Higher education and professional education of children. Am I right, sir? That is very natural because you will think of a best higher education, professional education of children. And after their education is over, what you will think of? Naturally, you will think of their marriages. That is very natural. And last and very important milestone, Dr. Ruchi and Mr. Sabu, you will laugh at me, sir. Why you are talking all these things? I'm just young now. I have not started earning, and you are talking me about the children, about the house, about the family, about the yes, my dear. Because what I am mentioning, Mr. Sabu, this is a natural flow of life. This will always keep happening in our life very naturally. So we should be aware about all these things. So the last milestone in our life, Mr. Richie, will be living retirement life. That is very important. Because normally after people get retired after a certain age, and nowadays pension is not there. Government of India doesn't, or government, even most of the states don't have pension. So normally speaking, retirement life, how we live, we accumulate lot of money. Then we get some superannuation benefits also, club all those amount in a good amount, deposit somewhere, invest somewhere, get some regular return, and we enjoy retirement life. This is the normal course of leading your retirement life. So you put it in the first column, Dr. Richie, please jot down all the milestones in your life. What we have just discussed are the common milestones. If you want to add on anything, Mr. Sabu, you are free to add on. Anything, any milestone you want to add, you can add on. In the second column, against each milestone, now please start putting the period when it is likely to happen in your life. Suppose somebody said that I am likely to get married after 2 years, put it 2 years. Likewise, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, 15 year, 20 year, 30 year. You start putting the period when it is likely to happen. And Mr. Sabu, it is estimate only. Precisely, of course, you can't mention it. But just have a broad estimate. In the second column, put the period when it is likely to happen. And third and very important column, I now am mentioning, Mr. Richie. Now, please start putting the money you will need for each milestone. Again, idea only. Again, a broad estimate. Suppose somebody said that for marriage, I will need 5 lakhs. Put it 5 lakhs. Likewise, 5 lakh, for house 50 lakhs, for car 10 lakhs. Start putting the money you will need for each milestone. Two very important milestones here I want to mention to Dr. Rishi. Please understand it very carefully. A good MBA degree, Dr. Rishi, a good MBA degree from a good and reputed institutions, what it will cost today? It will be around 20 lakhs. Am I right, sir? Around 20 lakhs, including everything. Today it will cost 20 lakhs. But Dr. Rishi, when your children will go for higher education after 20-25 years, have you ever imagined what will be the cost of that MBA degree after 25 years? Today is 20 lakhs. But after 20-25 years, Dr. Rishi, it will be not less than 2 crore rupees per child because of inflation. Mind it. This is very important thing you should understand. Today, MBA degree costs around 20 lakhs, but after 25 years, it will cost not less than 2 crore rupees per child. Mr. Sabu, suppose you have 2 children, then 4 crore rupees only for the higher education of the children. Only for the higher education of children. Then for again marriage, not less than 1 crore rupees. And last thing is retirement life. Mr. Rishi, suppose today you say that your monthly expenses are 30,000. You are managing your monthly expenses with 30,000. Suppose, and your age is 30,000. 30. At the age of 30, you are managing your monthly expenses at 30,000. But Dr. Rishi, have you ever imagined when you will become 60 after 30 years, how much money you will need for your monthly expenses? Same standard of living, no extra venture. Have you ever imagined? Sir, you will need not less than 2 lakh rupees per month after 30 years when you become 60, which you are managing at 30,000. Because of inflation, the 30,000 will become 2 lakhs rupees per month. So, multiplied by 12 means around 25 lakhs a year at the age of 60. First year itself you will need. 25 lakhs per year you will need only for the monthly expenses. From where that money will come? Because for retirement you will need to accumulate huge money. How much you should accumulate? I just give you one formula. Please note it down. That is a very important formula I am sharing with all of you. Your retirement corpus should be not less than 20 times of your annual expenses. You should develop a retirement corpus of minimum 20 times of your annual expenses. And what will be your annual expenses, Dr. Rishi, at the age of 60? 25 lakhs multiplied by 20. What it becomes? 5 crores. 5 crore rupees you will need only for your retirement life. Put it 5 crore. Now I want to make you scary. Yes, I want you to be. Make the total of the last column. And you will be surprised. Mr. Sabu, you also too. Understand it. You will be surprised that a person who is 30 today, Mr. Rishi, will need not less than 10 to 12 crore rupees in their life only for their milestones. Only for your milestone, you will need not less than 10 to 12 crore rupees. I have excluded your monthly expenses from 30 to 60 years. That, my dear friends, I have excluded. Even for your milestone, you will need 10 to 12 crore rupees. Mr. Rishi, from where it will come? You might be very lucky going to some Amitabh Bachchan show of KBC, winning 7 crore rupees. But that how many of us? Maybe 1 or 2. What about 2 others? Now I can give you confidence to all of you, to all young participants like you, and all students. They should understand. I am giving you confidence. You all can have 10 to 12 crore rupees in your life, Dr. Rishi, provided you start sincerely working on your saving and investment right from today. This is the precondition. You should be very sincere as far as your savings and investment are concerned right from today. So don't be casual in your saving and investment. Be very, very serious, because that seriousness only will give you comfort of having 10 to 20, and all you can have. I can promise you. Of course, after 25 years, I might not meet you. You might not remember me, my name even, but you will remember my words. If you are sincere in your saving and investment, Mr. Sabu, the day you start working, I can promise you, you will have least financial problem in your life. And the chart which we have just prepared, Mr. Richie, first column, second column, and third column, the chart which we have just prepared, what it is called? It is called financial plan. It is called financial plan. And I am of the firm opinion, Mr. Richie, every family must have their financial plan. Because financial plan will give you purpose of saving and investment, and you will have clear idea what money you will need at what time. Broadly. That is why I keep emphasizing in my session, every family must have their financial plan, and preparing of financial plan is not a rocket science, Mr. Sabu. It is damn easy. Anybody can prepare. Just we discuss like this. Sit with your family. Discuss every aspect of your life, every milestone. Put down all the milestones, put out the time period, and put out the money you will need. Financial plan is ready. Once financial plan is ready, you can work on the financial plan. Now the targets are very clear, Dr. Richie, what money you will need at what time. So psychologists say that once you have financial plan, you will sincerely start working on it. You will sincerely try for achieving those targets which you yourself have fixed for you. So please do fix your financial plan. The second thing you have to think about yourself is developing a financial plan for the family. And the second word I had used is understand. First word I had used is think. Second word I had used is understand. You have to understand very clearly what is the product where you are investing. Whether the product it broadly matches with your risk appetite. Because typically what happens, every product is good. Dr. Richie, every investment product is good. I am not saying this bad, this good, everything is good. But it should suit to my requirement. The product good for me only when the product risk broadly matches with my risk appetite. The product is good for me only when the product return time horizon is broadly matches with my time horizon. Otherwise, it is not suitable for me. Suppose some product will give you good return after 10 years. Suppose. But you will need money after 5 years. The product is very good, but it is not suitable for you. Because you will need money after 5 years and product will give money return after 10 years. Leave it. Choose the product which will give you return after 5 years. That is why it is very important that time horizon of investment is equally important. One more thing I want to tell you about investment, that is rule of compounding. Mr. Sabu, understand it very, very carefully. Because if you understand and practice rule of compounding, you will be 100% successful investor. Rule of compounding. You have to religiously follow rule of compounding. And what is rule of compounding? Simply speaking, Mr. Sabu, in investment, you have to make a promise with yourself. Simple promise, but very important and very tough promise. And what is that promise, Mr. Richie? You will have to make a promise with yourself that whenever and whatever return or income I will get on my investment, I again repeat it, whenever and whatever return I will get on my investment, I will never use that return for my personal celebration or for my family affairs. What I will simply do, I will club that return with my regular investment and reinvest it. Mr. Sabu, return may be 10,000 or return may be 10 lakhs. It makes no difference. Whatever and whenever you get some return on your investment, you simply club that return with your regular investment and reinvest. Never use that your return or income your investment for your family obligation. Because suppose you get 5 lakh interest income or 5 lakh income on your investment. Mr. Richie, you will be under great pressure from the family. Oh, you have got 5 lakhs, enjoy, go on vacations, enjoy, have some celebration, enjoy, get upgrade our house. That is very natural, but you have to resist that pressure. You should be very clear in your life that I will never use my income or return on my investment for my personal purpose. I will simply reinvest in it. And if you do it for 15-20 years, my dear participants, I can promise you with confidence, Mr. Sabu, you will be happily surprised that your return portion has become much greater than your original investment. But it will happen not today, not tomorrow. It will happen after 15-20 years. Please do understand it. So, what is crux here? Patience is the crux in the investment. Have patience. Have perseverance. Never be tempted to use your income return or on your investment for your personal profit. Make it a promise that I will never use it. And if you do it, after 15-20 years down the line, you will have a great corpus, a very good corpus, handsome corpus. But Dr. Richie, it will happen after 15-20 years. It will not happen today. Please mind it. So these are the things which we have discussed are the common factors of success in your investment. Of course, I have taken much of your time. Last 15 minutes, we will discuss what are the products available for the middle class, salary class person where we can invest. Because this is equally important. Na? So far, we have discussed the investment metrics. But now we should understand what are the products available in the market, which we can invest. Available in where we can invest. Yes. The first category of investment product, please note it down, is governmental small saving scheme. And the first product of the government is small saving scheme, and Dr. Richie, it is for more relevant to you, and even Sabu should understand. That is Public Provident Fund Account, PPF. Public Provident Fund Account. And Dr. Richie, if you have not still opened an account in PPF, you have missed something. You have, I'm clearly telling you very bluntly rather, you have missed something. Please open a PPF account as early as you can. And when Mr. Sabu, I will tell you, when you start earning, the first thing you should do within the 6 months of your earning period is open a Public Provident Fund account, PPF account. It can be opened with any bank or post office. Preferably, you should open with the bank where you have your bank account or SB account, because then you can automatically transfer online now. That facility is also available. Public Provident Fund account is a very good investment, very good product of the government of India for a middle class, salary class person. It can be opened with any bank or post office. Minimum amount you can deposit in a year, Dr. Richie, is 500 rupees. And maximum amount you can deposit in an account is 1.50 lakhs. Maximum limit is 1.50 lakhs. And minimum amount is 500 only. The account can be operative for 15 years. The period of the account is 15 years. But it can be extended beyond 15 years. You should not stop PPF account after 15 years. Better you should, if you don't need money, better you should extend it beyond 15 years for 5 years, another 5 years, another 5 years. And there is no tax liability in this account, my dear friend. Please mind it. It is triple account, exempt. No tax at any stage. Whatever you earn, interest is not taxable. When you withdraw the money, finally, no taxable, no tax at all. This is a unique feature of the PPF. And then two small things I want to tell you about PPF. If possible, Dr. Richie, please deposit 1.50 lakhs, which is the maximum limit in this account, at the beginning of the financial year itself. That is before 5th of April, if possible, if you can make it. But for any reason of you are not able to deposit 1.50 lakhs in one go, then whenever you deposit amount in the PPF account, please mind it, you should deposit it before 5th of the month. You should deposit. Why? Because if you deposit after 5th, you will not get the interest for that month. Mind it. And these are very small things. But over a period of 15 years, Mr. Sabu, it will make big difference. So please do open a PPF account and deposit maximum amount limit in this account every year. Second is National Savings Certificate. Second product of government is National Saving. I don't have time, so sorry, I wouldn't be able to give description of each product now. I'm just mentioning the name. You can get the details on website. Second is National Saving Certificate. Third is Kisan Vikas Patra. Kisan Vikas Patra. And fourth, Dr. Richie, if you have got daughter, girls at your home, in your family, whose age is below 10, condition is the girl's age should be below 10, then you should open an account in her name. The account name is Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. Sukanya Samriddhi. Mr. Sabu, you go and tell your mummy also, if you have a sister or any girl child in your family below 10, you should open in her name an account called Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. It is a very good scheme of the government of India, and basically it is for the education and marriage of the girl child. Basically the purpose of this. And you can deposit minimum 250 rupees per year in this scheme. And maximum you can deposit each 1.50 lakhs. And government of India will give you maximum return in this scheme, 7.40% interest even today government of India is giving. So please do open an account of the in the name of girl child if you have a girl child in your family. But her age should be below 10. After 10, it can't be open. This is the second request. Then Reserve Bank of India also keep issuing taxable and tax-free bonds where you can. All these are governmental scheme I am discussing. RBI also keep issuing tax-free and taxable bonds where you can invest. And then Government of India has started a new channel of getting deposit by the governmental undertakings. The channel name is Bharat Bond 1 and Bharat Bond 2. Bharat Bond 1 and Bharat Bond 2. There are other schemes also, but broadly I have covered the major governmental small saving scheme for the middle class, salary class person. And the beauty of all these schemes, Mr. Richie, is no risk. There is no risk. Whatever government promises, government will give you. Whenever scheme matures, whatever amount remains in the scheme will be paid to you. So I personally feel, Dr. Richie, that you should have 15 to 20% of your total investment in governmental scheme. Your total 15 to 20% of your investment should go into the governmental scheme. After that, now other products are also available. Please mind it. Now all other products have got risk. Please mind it. All other products have got risk. And one more thing before coming to those products, I just want to tell you one thing. Dr. Richie, have you ever seen the horses race on the TV? Have you seen? Or Sabu, have you seen the horses race? Have you seen it? There is a golden rule of that horses race game. What is that? Have you ever thought of it? Never put your all money on single horse. Never put all your money on single horse. Try to put your money on different horses, 3-4 horses. So if out of 3-4 anyone wins, you will get some money. The same rule applies in investment also. Please develop a basket of investment. Don't put all your money in one product. please develop a basket of investment. Spread your investment into different products because that will automatically balance your risk. So the second product where you can invest, Dr. Richie, is property or real estate, where you can invest. But in property and real estate, Dr. Richie, you might be aware, risk is there. Risk is there. How much appreciation you will get? Not certain. Would you be able to sell the property when you want it? Not certain. Maintenance cost of the property is relatively nowadays very high. And top of it, for investment in property and real estate, Dr. Richie, you will need huge amount. You can't invest 5 lakh or 7 lakhs in a property. You will need 50 lakhs, 1 crore, 2 crore in the property. So property is the product available for you. How much you should invest, I leave it to you. I don't have any opinion on it. Third product which is available for you is gold, G-O-L-D, gold, where we can. Any female participant is there? Please keep their video on if any female participant is there. Because this is the thing, they might be. Thank you, Anila ma'am. Why I have told female participant? Because our female members of the family are passionate about the gold. Mr. Richie, you might be aware. Every female member, they are passionate about gold. Gold, what to discover about gold? As much as gold we can have, no problem at all. Historically, Raleigh ma'am, we have been investing in gold through jewelry and biscuits. But now, Dr. Richie, the world is changing. Now you can invest in gold in digital form as well. Dr. Raleigh and Anita ma'am, you please listen it very carefully. And I am sharing a very good scheme of the government of India, no private scheme. Anila ma'am, it is a government of India scheme. And the name of the scheme is Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme. Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme. Very good scheme of the government of India, where government of India is giving you two benefits under this scheme. Firstly, you will get 2.5% return. 2.5% return. That is interest. Suppose you have invested 1 lakh rupees in this scheme, Dr. Richie, you will get 2,500 rupees as interest. This is the first benefit. Second benefit is, whatever gold price today and whatever gold price after 8, because the scheme is basically for 8 years. So whatever the difference between gold price of today and after 8 years will be given to you as also. Suppose today you invest gold at the gold price of 50,000 10 gram. Suppose after 8 years the gold price become 80,000 10 gram. Then the difference between 80,000 and 50,000, that is 30,000, will also be given to you. So there are two benefits. One is 2.5%. Mr. Sabu, you also, when you go to home, tell your mother and sisters about this scheme. You can get the details on the website, Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme. Minimum investment you can make it, Dr. Richie, is 1 gram gold price. And maximum investment you can make under this scheme is 4 kg gold price. And gold price is decided and determined by the government of India for every tranche. You can get money of this investment after 3 years. You should not remain invested for 8 years if you don't want. But if you remain invested for 8 years, which is the period of this scheme, the tax liability on your interest and income will be literally zero. Please mind it. And here again, you can invest online and offline, both, Dr. Ruchi. You can invest online also. And if you invest online in this scheme, government is giving an incentive of 50 rupees also. Every gram 50 rupees additional incentive government is giving who are investing online. And offline you can invest, go to your bank. Most of the banks are operating this scheme. So Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme, very good scheme of the government of India. And apart from that, you can invest in gold ETF or mutual fund ETF. That facility is also available. And I personally feel that a normal middle class, salary class person, Dr. Ritchie, should invest 5 to 7% of their investment in gold as well, because it is a safety wall. It is basically, you may not get an extraordinary return, but it is a safety wall. At any time, you can sell the gold and get the money in case of some emergencies. So it is basically a safety wall. And last thing, product available for all of us is security market share bazaar, where we can invest. But Dr. Ritchie, when I start talking about the share market, some messages might come in the chat box. Even Sabu may send a message. Sir, share bazaar is a speculative market. I don't know. It is purely satta bazaar. It's pure. When how market goes up, how market goes down, we don't understand. And if Dr. Ritchie have invested some money, and of course, for a say it is gambling. Yes, my dear, it is not gambling. I'm emphatically saying. Why? Understand share market very carefully. Dr. Ritchie, share market is purely knowledge-based market. Purely knowledge-based market. If you don't have knowledge, please don't invest into share market directly. This is my personal opinion. Never invest in security market directly unless you have knowledge of the market. Normally, people do at the advice of the brokers, or some other friends. This is all nonsense. Never invest your hard-earned money in security market unless and until you have knowledge of the market. At least directly you should not invest. But there is, of course, I don't have time, but next time when Dr. Ritchie will give me time, we will have a detailed session on security market, how security market function, what is exchange, what role of SEBI, what is brokerage, what is dividend, what is company, and all these things we will discuss next time when we will have time. Next 10, 12 minutes only. Next 10 minutes only. Next 10 minutes, I am finishing the session. But there is an indirect way of investing into into security market, Mr. Sabu, and that is relevant for you and all young participants, including Mr. Ruchi, including Dr. Ruchi. That is mutual funds. Please understand what I am saying now for next 5-7 minutes. Very important. Mutual fund is an indirect way of investing into security market. The beauty of the mutual fund is, Dr. Ritchie, is you are not required to have knowledge of the security market because you are not directly investing in it. What you are giving, doing it, you are giving your savings to the experts and they are investing. Mr. Sabu, understand it very carefully. You are not directly investing it. You are giving your savings to the experts. Why you are giving, Mr. Sabu? Because you don't have knowledge, they have knowledge. You don't have experience, they have experience. You don't have time to think about all these things. They work 24 hours in the security market. So they have got better understanding of the market. That is why their decision will be relatively much better than your decision. That is why we are giving our money to them. And the purpose of giving our money is very simple, Dr. Ritchie. I mean, giving my money, it is not a social service. I giving my money for the sole purpose of earning maximum return on my investment. That is very clear. I want maximum return on my investment. That is very clear. And of course, I don't have time. So 2 features of mutual funds I will say. There are 3 categories of mutual fund schemes, basically. One category is equity fund. In equity fund, Mr. Sabu, your savings will be invested into the equity shares of the corporates. Understand it very carefully. And when your money will be invested into the equity share of the corporate, the risk is much greater. Understand very carefully. Risk is because the prices of the equity share will always keep going up and down every day. Every day you might have seen today market is down, tomorrow market may be up, again tomorrow day after market may be down. So in equity fund, risk is greater, but probability of getting higher return is also there. No guarantee. Please understand it. There is no guarantee. but probability of getting higher return is there. And those who are young, like Mr. Sabu, Dr. Richie, and all other young participants who are below 40, and those who can invest money for more than 10 years, minimum 5 to 10 years, 15 years, equity fund is relatively a better idea. Those who can take risk and those who can invest for longer period, minimum period is 5 years or 10, 15, equity fund is a better idea. But those who don't have time, longer time frame, or those who don't want to take high risk, other category of mutual fund schemes are there. That is called debt fund, DEBT debt funds. In debt funds, your money will not be invested into the equity share of the corporate, Mr. Sabu. Please understand. It will be given as a loan to the corporates. And when loan is given, rate of interest is pre-decided and risk is relatively lesser. So in debt fund, return might be reasonable, but risk is also lesser. And there is also third category of mutual fund investment, that is called hybrid funds. First is equity fund, second is debt fund, and third one is hybrid fund. In hybrid fund, Mr. Sabu, some of your money will go to the equity, and some of your money will go to debt fund. So you are getting the benefit of both the categories. You are taking relatively some higher risk, but at the same time, you are taking some safety with your money also. So in hybrid funds, those who wish to have relatively higher return, but want to make their money safe, hybrid fund is the best bet. Two features of mutual fund I want to tell you, which you all should understand. And the magic of the mutual fund, Mr. Richie, and all young participants, please give attention next 5 minutes. Magic of the mutual fund is SIP. Mr. Sabu, you should also understand. And all students, they should also understand. SIP simply means systematic investment plan. SIP means systematic investment plan. It is just like a recurring account which we normally open with the bank and post office. What we do there, we regularly deposit some money every month. SIP is regularly investing. You are investing a particular amount every month for a longer period. Regularly. And over a period of time, you can get a very handsome return. And to understand an SIP, Dr. Richie, I just give you one example. Please all understand it very carefully. One equity fund was started by a mutual fund company in 1995. These facts are there, but I will not name the company, Dr. Richie, because that will be unnecessarily marketing of that. I have to be fair with all the mutual funds. So I am not giving the name of the scheme, but facts are there. Please understand, facts are there. In 1995, an equity fund was started by a mutual fund company, and a small investor like Dr. Richie started investing 10,000 rupees per month through SIP in that scheme. Every month, Dr. Richie is investing 10,000 per month. Please understand what I am saying now. Every month you are investing 10,000 rupees per month from 1995 in that equity fund regularly. And you never miss the SIP. Every month you are religiously investing 10,000. Because normally what happened, Dr. Rishi, when market goes up, people start investing in mutual fund and security market. Oh, we will get return, we will make profit. But when market goes down, people start withdrawing their money. That is a blunder they normally do. You should never do it. Those who are young like Mr. Sabu and Dr. Richie and all young participants, I want to tell you, please be a long-term investor, Mr. Sabu. Please be a long-term investor. Don't be a trader or a jobber for a day or two. Be a long-term investor. And if you are a long-term investor, security market and for that matter, mutual fund has given you very handsome return, historically speaking. So coming to the example again, Dr. Richie was investing or has been investing 10,000 rupees per month right from 1995 every month. Even in the month of May, Dr. Richie has invested 10, and it is automatic now. You need not anything. Only one-time mandate is required, and then every month your money will go out of your bank account and will be invested. Dr. Richi, can you imagine how much money you have got now? Can you imagine? I again repeat, 10,000 rupees per month investment in a mutual fund equity scheme through SIP right from 1995 until today. Sabu, I just want to give an idea. Of course, Dr. Richi will not tell you, but I can give what money he has got now. Dr. Richi has got 9.57 crore. 9.57 crore. That is the magic of SIP. But two, three things you must understand. Dr. Richi was regular in investing. Every month he was investing. And he has invested for a longer period from 1995 to 2022. And so he has got a huge corpus. So I will request all of you, please start an SIP of even minimum SIP amount is 500 rupees. And those who are young and those who have not yet started, even student, I will request, start an SIP out of your pocket money. 100 rupees SIP. For a student, this is 100 rupees is there. So start SIP of 500 rupees minimum, or more you can, better it will be. And continue it with for longer period, for 5 years, for 10 years, for 20 years. Magic will happen in your life. I again promise with all of you, magic will happen, but not today, not tomorrow. It will start happening after 15-20 years. So please start an SIP. And Dr. Richi, I have got a lot of my friends like you who have started not one SIP, more than one SIP. That is target-oriented SIP. One SIP for purchase of house, one SIP for going on vacation, other SIP for purchase a car, third SIP for higher education of the children, fourth SIP for retirement plan. So you can have more than one SIP, and that has to be target-oriented SIP. And nowadays on websites, SIP calculators are available, Dr. Richi. Suppose you say that you will need 4 crore rupees for higher education of children after 25 years. So period is 25 years. Target is 4 crore. Put that in the SIP calculator, and SIP calculator will give you idea how much amount SIP you should start today. So SIP is a magic for the middle class, salary class person. But please first understand the concept of mutual fund and SIP, all these things. Don't be in hurry. Take your time and read as much as you can read. And 4 or 5 websites I am telling to all of you, Mr. Sabu, please note down these websites. Start reading on these websites. The first website is AMFI website. AMFI, AMFI website. There is a lot of data available on mutual funds and everything. Then 3-4 private websites are there. I am not marketing them, but I find them useful. That is why I am sharing with them. Otherwise, hundreds of websites are there, but 3-4 I can share with you. Second website, you can note it down. Value Research. VALUE, Value Research. It has got a lot of material on mutual fund to read. Then Money Control. Other website name is Money Control, where a lot of material is available on the mutual fund. You should spare time to read all those material. Then ET Money, Economic Times Money. ET Money and AMFI has got a lot of small videos, 1 minute, 2 minute videos. You should listen those videos to get a better idea how mutual fund functions. So there are a lot of things I can speak on mutual fund, but I don't have time. Next time when Dr. Richi will give me time, we will have a dedicated 2-hour session on mutual funds where we will discuss in detail about the mutual fund. Last two things I want to tell all of you. My dear participants, one menace is on in our country, Dr. Richi and Sabu. You should also understand, go and tell your parents. And what is that? Ponzi scheme, chit fund and committee. These are bogus schemes. They are fraud schemes. People do come and they will give you a promise of doubling your money in 3-4 years, giving you 15% return, lot of incentive. They are all fraud. I am using a very harsh word for them. They are all fraud. They will simply get your money and one day they will vanish with your money. So please never invest your hard-earned money in Ponzi scheme, chit fund and committee. And Dr. Richie, I know you are all educated person, you will not invest, but normally who is investing? That segment of the society who are not so educated. Your maid servant, your peon, your driver, your plumber, your electrician, your a lot of other things, your grocery shop owner, your milk vendor, all these things do basically save money and do invest their hard-earned money in bogus scheme, and they lose their money. And it is very painful, Dr. Richie, you will appreciate that when they lose money, how they save 10 rupees, 20 rupees, and after 2-3 years, they lose that money. How painful it will be. So Dr. Richie, I will request you particularly and all your faculty members, through your student like Mr. Sabu, please start a campaign in your area. Try to educate people. Try to make people aware that they should never invest their hard-earned money in such bogus scheme. If they don't have any idea, they simply put their money into bank or post office. At least their money will be safe. And Dr. Richie, it is your social responsibility. Please do understand. Because luckily we are educated, so we should spread this message across all segments of the society. And last thing I want to tell, and that I want to tell through Dr. Richie, and last thing and very important thing, my dear participants, please listen it carefully. Prosperity is my right. Every past participant should say, Mr. Sabu, prosperity is your right. To be prosperous, every human being has to be prosperous. It is my right. I might have born into a poor family. It is sheer chance. Dr. Richie, it is a sheer chance that I might have born into a poor family. Birth in a poor family is not a curse at all. It is sheer incident. But living as poor and die as poor is a curse. Please understand it. Living as poor and die as a poor is a curse. And that curse we can all avoid very simply by making a concerted and regular efforts of managing our personal money, which we have through the concepts which we have discussed today. I hope you will be now more serious about your personal money, about your savings, about your investment. And I pray Almighty, you all be prosper. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I'd like to open the discussion to the audience members who can ask questions.
Anybody can have question, please ask it. I normally don't share my mail ID and telephone number. You will appreciate why. Because, but you can contact Mr. Sabjar Ahmed, who is my coordinator for this program. Sorry, Dr. Sanjay Agrawal, who is coordinator for this program. Then we can help you out.
Sir, I think I will start with the questions and others can follow.
Please.
So, sir, I have two questions.
Yeah.
Is the 50-30-20 rule a good method to follow for future when we get salary? 50% savings, 50% expenditure, 30% savings, and 20% investment. And second question, is Bitcoin a valuable investment, or what are your thoughts on?
My dear, at the beginning itself, I have told you that I am not prescribing any rule or any formula. Whatever you do it. Because 50-20-30, 50-30-20 is a broad formula, but you can say more than that. But broadly speaking, you yourself first identify how much money you can save, because it depends upon individual to individual. Suppose, Mr. Sabu, you have got a lot of obligation in the family, then you may not be able to save much money, at least for the beginning. But other fellow might not have so much of liability, then he or she can save more. So don't go in formulas. Try to save as much money as you can save. That's all. Any other question from any participant? Dr. Venugopal, if you are here, please can you unmute your video? Dr. Venugopal, who has been regular in my sessions, I will be very much grateful if Dr. Venugopal is here. If he can unmute his video. Okay, no problem. Anybody has got any question? Otherwise, we can wind it up. No question at all, surprisingly. Because during my session, 2-3 hands were raised. If they have any question, please do ask. Otherwise, we can wind it up.
Sir, sir, one question from the chat box. Any book on investment plans? Any book on investment plan?
Yeah, a lot of books are there. Lot of books are there. First, you read the Psychology of Money. Very important book. Psychology of Money. Then Intelligent Investor. Then Compounding Effect. You just put that name on the website. You will get the name of the, and you can purchase it through Amazon. But a lot of other books are there. Warren Buffett's annual report he gives to his investors. You also read that report. Any other? Thank you. Okay, Dr. Richie, we can wind it up now.
Okay. So, thank you, sir, for this wonderful session. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Gerald Tom, Assistant Professor, SP College, for the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah, please, yeah.
As we have come to the close of this program, it is my pleasure to propose a vote of thanks to all those who have contributed to make this program a success in one way or other. Let me make this an opportunity to thank Dr. Sanjay Kumar Agarwal for collaborating with us to organize such a program in association with the Association of Mutual Funds of India. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Richie Dilip Kurian for invoking the session and supervising the general discussion. Thank you, sir. I thank the student coordinator, Jis Sabu, for his constant support and initiative. We had an extremely useful day. We have learned a great deal from Sri Suryakant Sharma, Senior Consultant AMFI and ex-DGM SEBI. We are greatly encouraged by his gracious presence and immensely benefited by his informative lecture on financial discipline, savings products, and personal finance management. Thank you, sir. Let me express our deep regards and thanks to Johnson K. Joyce, head of the department, who has been instrumental in planning this program and leading the faculty team in organizing it so effectively. Thank you, sir. Now, let me place on record our heartily thanks to all the team members at the Department of Economics, Dr. Shinu, Dr. Anila, Father Mohan, and Mr. Pavan. Finally, let me thank all the students, all the participants, and friends of the department present here. Thank you, everyone. I remain.
Thank you, Gerald, sir. And now, as our session has come to an end, I'd like to thank everyone for attending, especially Dr. Surya, sir, for this fruitful session. Thank you.